Hi everybody, it's Deb Naylor with the Flying Stamper, and it is Friday, July 30th. And I just wanted to pop on here today and talk to you. This will be my fourth video on Desginer series paper, so just wanted to go over one of the other Desginer series paper that is on sale this month, and that is Sweet Symmerty. So I've got 3 projects here that I'm going to go over with you and show you how I created them. I've even got a couple of tricks, and I'm going to go over and show you what that actual DSP looks like and go over the sale. So let's start out with the actual DSP, and I don't have any full sheets of this left. I ordered this paper, and it's funny because when I ordered it I didn't realize how cute it is and how happy it is. You know how some things just make you really happy? Well, this is one of those things. It's a very, very happy paper. So here are the 6 different patterns. You get 2 sheets of each, and of course it's 12 by 12. So these are just little scraps. So that's one side, and then let me turn it over so you can see the other side. And then I'll go over the colors, the coordinating colors that are in this pack. So it coordinates with Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingo, Night of Navy, Just Jade, and Basic White. So it is pretty versatile in the color family. See if you can see all of those. I'm kind of looking at my laptop and it looks like I'm not quite in the window. So there, that's a little bit better, I think. Okay, so those are just the scraps left. I have, like I said, used almost all of this pack, and I actually gave quite a bit of it away last week at my in-person class, and then also to my virtual attendees. So that's why I don't have too much left of it. So let me move this off, and let's talk a little bit about what's on sale, and then we will go over these projects. So these papers, there's 9 of them all together, are on special till August 2nd for 15% off. And if you go back to my YouTubes or my Facebook Lives, you'll find that I've already done a YouTube on You're a Peach, hand penned, Bloom Where You're Planted, and then this is the 4th one, which is Sweet Symmerty. And I'm really hoping to get one more done. I'd like to do one more on that Pansy Petals. So these are all 15% off. The sale does end August 2nd, so we're getting down to the countdown. There's only a few days left. And then don't forget, if you place a $50 or more order prior to August 2nd, you will get a set of holiday rhinestone basic jewels as a thank you gift for placing that order. So this does end also on August 2nd. So that is the scoop there. It's always fun to get free little Stampin' gifts. Okay, so let's talk about this card right here. I have it on a Bumblebee card base, and I have used the stamp sets Happiest of Birthdays. So that's my inside sentiment right here. And I've stamped it with Just Jade. And then the outside Happy Birthday came from this beautiful Shaded Summer stamp set. And next month, with celebrations going on, there's actually a matching framelit set to go with this particular stamp set during the celebrations. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Also, I forgot to mention when we started that there actually is a stamp set and a punch that goes with, so there's a bundle that goes with this paper. Okay, so let's talk about the card here. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. So I have pre-cut this, and I've actually pre-stamped it too. And I'm focusing on birthday cards today because I need 22 birthday cards for the month of August. So I don't have 22 on hand, so I'm going to make a couple today with you. All right, so I've just put a little bit of Tombow glue on the back of the DSP, and I'm going to adhere that to the front of the Bumblebee card base. Okay, then I'm going to use the Label Me Fancy Punch. And I am going to punch out this sentiment that says happy birthday. So you turn your punch upside down and just line it up into the window. And you'll notice on this particular punch, there's a little hole here, and then there's another little slot punch here. So this makes the punch fairly versatile, and I'm actually going to use that little hole there on another project. All right, so we've got that punched out. Now I'm going to take one of those scraps of the DSP and I'm going to punch out another one of these Label Me Fancy punch outs. I like to use up my scraps in all kinds of different ways, so this is just one more different way to use this. All right, so we've got 2 of those. Now we're going to take our paper snips and we're going to cut that in half, and then we'll use it as a layer behind the happy birthday punch. All right, so let me get some glue. And we'll get that glued down. So I'm just adding just a little layer there. So maybe about a 1/4 of an inch is what's going to peek out there. And then the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take this Bumblebee gingham ribbon and wrap this around. And if you leave your ribbon on the spool, you save a lot of ribbon. Because when you cut it off, you always end up overcutting it and you have leftovers, and they're not usually big enough to do anything with. So just kind of play with it a little bit. You can see I didn't have quite enough there to make that bow that I wanted to make. And that'll save you ribbon. All right, and we'll just pull that out till we get it about how we want it to be, and I'll snip it off on this end. See, nothing was wasted. Okay, now this, we're going to use some dimensionals on the back. Okay, and now we've stuck that on there. And we'll just raise that there. So that's a pretty quick and easy birthday card. And we have let the paper do the work. I gotta get another dimensional on the back of this. It's not laying down right. So I need one in the corner there. And I might as well put some on the other side too, although that corner was staying down. So I think it's because I've got my ribbon twisted a little bit there, and I'm trying to hide that. Okay, there we go. All right, so I pretty much let the Designer Series paper do most of the work on this, but it's a really cute and happy birthday card. I mean, it's really happy looking. Okay, let's move on to another project, and I'll show you another trick. So this is the next one that we're going to move on to. And I like using the DSP in this manner because this is 3 inches wide, so you get a lot of cuts out of it. And you know, it looks really nice on the sides when you see the card base. All right, let's get our stuff out for that one and talk about the supplies that we used. Okay, so this one is Calypso Coral. And all right, I'm missing something. Okay, we're gonna have to wing it a little bit. So I used the layering circle framelits here to make a punch out. And I took it out of the center of this Calypso coral paper because this is getting covered. So it saves you a little bit of paper doing it that way. And it also lightens up your project. Sometimes you get a lot of layers on things and it makes your card heavy and then they have to charge you for overweight. So I'm always looking for ways to kind of lighten up the load, so to speak. Okay, so the Calypso coral is 3 1/4, and then the DSP is 3 by 5 1/2. Okay, so we'll put that on there. All right, so what I'm missing is this, and I pre-cut that yesterday, so I don't know where it went. So you're gonna have to pretend like that's on there. It's always amazing to me how everything hides from me. Yeah, I had the whole thing pre-cut. I'll probably find it while I'm talking to you. Anyway, on this card, I used the Elegantly Said stamp set, the Wishing You a Wonderful Birthday. And then, like I said, the layering circles dies. All right, now the trick that I wanted to show you is my ribbon is this crinkled seam binding ribbon, and it's basic white. But you notice on the card that it is Calypso coral. So I'm going to show you how I did that. All right, first of all, this is 2 pieces of ribbon. So we need one that just kind of wraps around the card, so about that long. And then we're going to make another one that's going to be our bow. And the bow needs to be a little bit longer. All right. Okay, so those are our 2 pieces. Now I use the dark Calypso coral Stampin' Blends to color this in. And I use the brush end. And so I just colored it, and you only have to color it on one side. It's really amazing, and it dries super fast. So if you don't have a coordinating ribbon, which I didn't, and you have white, any kind of white, you can just color it in like this and get whatever color you need. And it bleeds through, so it's dark, same color on the back. All right, here's the bow part. Let's get that colored in. Okay, and then what amazes me is I don't have ink all over my fingers. When I was learning how to do this, I thought for sure my fingers would be covered in ink, but they're not. That's kind of cool. Okay, so now we have our 2 pieces. And so I'm going to wrap this around. And then you can either use a glue dot or a piece of Scotch tape to kind of adhere that to the card base and the DSP. I'm going to use a piece of Scotch tape. I'll put it that way. So that'll get covered with this, so you won't see that. All right, and then we're going to make our bow. We might have a little bit of waste on this, but you have to color it, so I don't want to overcolor too much ribbon. Hi, Mary. You're going to be excited. I'm going to show how to do that little favor today. So stay tuned here for a couple more minutes. I'm just about ready to get to that. Okay, so there is our bow. I'm going to trim that off just a bit. So we did have a little extra ribbon, but it's not too bad at all. And then I used a glue dot to adhere that to the card. And I like to just find the glue dot on the roll and push the bow into it and lift it off and carry it over. Okay, so again, I apologize that I didn't get this piece. It's somewhere. But this is what the finished project looks like. So that piece there, the wishing you a wonderful birthday, goes right on top of that, and the bow just kind of lays over it. So that's another little happy card. Okay, let me show you the final project that I have done with this DSP, which is this little treat favor. And let me get the dimensions out and the supplies out for that. So the dimensions on this, and Mary, you had asked me for that before, so it's pretty simple. It's 3 by 5.5, and you score at 2 3/4. So I'll leave that there for a minute in case you want to write a note to yourself. So here is my DSP that's 3 by 5.5. It's been scored at 2 3/4. I love it when I can find a treat that matches the DSP. So this is just one of those Ghirardelli squares, and it's bumblebee colored. So it goes really cute with the sweet symmetry and the bumblebee. And I used a couple of dimensionals to hold the treat in. These are the mini dimensionals, so I'm actually going to put 3. If you use a regular size dimensional, you can probably get away with 2. You don't want it stuck in there too hard because you want whoever you're going to give it to be able to get it out. So you just line that up kind of with the edge of the fold. Okay, now earlier I talked to you about this Label Me Fancy punch and how it had the slot and then the little circle. And I just realized I should have punched it before I put that chocolate in. So we will see how that works out. So you just slide that in. I'm gonna have to take the chocolate out because I don't have enough room. So I'll carefully lift that out. All right, and then I'm just gonna center this up. And what I kind of figured out is that with this size, if I just let it hit the edge of the punch, it's pretty centered. And I want it towards the top. And that's gonna be my little hole to bring the ribbon through. Okay, let's put those back in there. Okay, and my ribbon is this, I don't remember, this comes from one of the ribbon packs, but it's Night of Navy. And I'm gonna bring that in through the hole, and then this kind of closes up the little package. And we're gonna make a little bow up there. Okay, again, I've left everything on the spool so that it saves me a little bit of ribbon. I can play with it and have a lot of ribbon to use. And then we can trim this off if there's too much on one end, but actually it looks like it's going to be good. All right, we'll trim that off, and then I'm going to put my sentiment on it. I'm going to tell you what I pulled my bow too hard. I'm going to tell you what I've been doing with these things. Okay, so the sentiment that I put on it is thanks, and I got that from the hand-penned stamp set. So thanks from the hand-penned. And then I used the double oval punch to get the layering in, and I used some dimensionals to pop that up. So what I've been doing with these is I've been sliding my tip when my husband and I go out for a meal or somewhere where you're going to tip. I slide my tip inside here with the little chocolate, and then I just leave that on the table. And I make it so that they can see the money, so that they know that there's money in there. So I've been leaving that for my servers. In our area right now, we're extremely short-staffed, and our service industry folks are working extra hard. So I just want to leave them a little extra love right now. So that's what I've been doing with those. And then here's just another idea. This is just a little 3 by 5 card. So it's basically the same thing. I just made it into a little card. So sometimes I like to give muffins out. It's one of my favorite things. If you know me, you know that I'm kind of the muffin maker. I made 48 muffins last week for my in-person classes, and then to deliver to a couple different people that had done nice things for me and somebody that was ill. So I like to tuck little things like this in with the muffins. And then that's the punch that goes with this DSP that I showed you earlier. So kind of this border punch, but you can actually just get those out as well. So it's kind of a versatile punch. So again, just to remind you, the DSP sale does end August 2nd. So we're getting down to the last 4 days, and those DSPs won't be on sale anymore. And then remember, if you do a $50 order with me before August 2nd, you'll get a package of Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels as a thank you gift. So I hope you guys are doing well and you have a really wonderful weekend. And I will try to get one more video made on the pansy petals sometime over the weekend. So have a really great day, and thanks a lot for dropping in. Talk to you later. Take care.